Welcome at Autour du Pétrin. Today we're gonna make a puff pastry dough. This is a quick way to make a puff pastry dough. It's not a traditional way, but it's a very good way and it works very well. I'm going to use this puff pastry dough. It can be used for a lot of things. It can be used for galette, you know, this Epiphany cake which is made in the beginning of January in France especially. We can use it to make palmiers, those kind of cookies with a lot of sugar in the middle. We can use it to make Napoleon. We can use it to make mille-feuille. It's used for a lot of different cakes. So this is a basic formula and you'll be able to use it in many times. Okay. The formula that we are going to use for puff pastry dough is very simple. There is only 4 basic ingredients. Flour, I'm using all-purpose flour, unbleached. Butter, I'm using regular unsalted butter. You could use salted butter if you want. This butter, I cut it about ½ inch square. It doesn't have to be very precise, but try to be as regular as possible. I'm going to use some salt and water, just cold water. So first we have 400 grams of all-purpose flour that I'm going to put in the middle of my table. Then I do add my 300 grams of butter cut in little square. Oh, by the way, my butter is just coming out of the refrigerator. It has to be as cold as possible. Not frozen, but cold. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to start to mix my butter and flour all together. What I want to do at this point is just make sure there is flour all around each square of butter. So wait, let's go. Yes, so see, you cut a little piece of butter, just make sure they're all by themselves. Mix it with flour. Okay, now we get to the point where all the little square butter are full of flour. So you make a hole like this in the middle. You add your 8 grams of salt and your 200 grams of water. So what I'm going to start now, with one hand, I start to take all around and mix it with the water in the middle. In the same way, you're going to dissolve the salt in the water. See, like this. So now you get to a point where your middle, it's kind of a very soft dough. There is no danger that it's gonna leak on the floor now. So what you can do now, you use your scraper and you add the rest of the flour and butter in the middle. And you're going to start to mix by hand like this. We are going to try to not over mix at all. We just want to have a mix of flour, water, salt and butter we don't want to develop the dough, okay? So if you do this you can use a KitchenAid to do that or something like that, but make sure you don't overmix, okay? At the end, when you finish, you should, it's really not homogeneous at all. When you get to this point, you can use both hands. I'm going to repeat it again, but don't overmix. If it's a little bit difficult to incorporate all the flour and butter, just what you do, you cut it like this. And you put it back together. Then the rest of the flour is going to be collected on the table like this. See, when I do finish what I can call my mixing, okay, I have a dough which is still sticky. The butter is still sticky. This is normal, and the first fold that we're gonna give is gonna really stick to your roller pin and to the table. This is normal. So it's about 6 inches this way, and about, I will say, 12, 15 inches long, like this. And we're gonna start to roll it. Okay, you make it long, like about the roller pin length, which is 50 centimeters, which is 50 centimeters. It's 4 by about 20 inches long, okay? And then you fold it in 3 like this. So when you fold it, see that on the table you still have, this is normal, you have some butter which is sticking to the table. With your scraper, you take it and you put it back in the dough. Okay? Now, I didn't put any flour on the table yet, okay? Now for the second fold, I'm going to start to put a little bit flour on the table. I put my dough on the table. I put it like this, see? You have to be able to open your dough like a book, like this, okay? And then we're going to start again. Second fold. So when we fold it in 3 pieces like this is what we call the single fold. Same thing. And we're going to fold it in 3 pieces again. Still sticking to the table. This is normal. You'll see at the end, it will not stick anymore. See your roller pin, it's full of butter. So what you do with the scraper, you scrape your roller pin like this. And the pieces of dough that you have, you put them in the middle. Okay, now we have two folds. We're gonna put this dough in a plastic bag, put it back in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes, and then we do another two folds. So here is our pâton, which has been for 10 minutes in the refrigerator. We're taking it back. So I'm putting in front of me like this. Okay, just giving a little bit white like this. See, you open like a book in front of you, okay? Because before I make it long this way, so now I give it a quarter and I'm gonna make it long this way. Never twice the same way. Okay, so I'm gonna, just like the overfold before, like this, and you're gonna see starting now your dough start to stick a lot less. Huh? It's not sticky anymore, okay? So this is our third fold. Like this, and I'm giving it a quarter of a turn like this, and you still can open it like a book like this. Fold it in three like this. Just give it another like this. Make sure that all pieces are sticking together. So now we have 4 folds, 2 and 2. Our puff pastry dough is done now. What I'm gonna do now is to put it back in the refrigerator, and in 15 minutes from now, you'll be able to take it out. You'll give it another fold, just one, and then after you'll be able to cut whatever pieces you want to make. You can make palmier, you can make galette des rois, or all this kind of thing. We're gonna make video very soon to make a galette des rois and palmier, and you'll be able to get it before Epiphany at the beginning of January. See you later.